Alright, welcome to lesson 27, Writing Quotients with Mixed Numbers, Part 1. This is going to be something we're going to continue later on in the year, but we're going to look at the most basic form of that today. And first of all, think, what is a quotient? A quotient is the answer to a division problem. So you need to write those answers as a mixed number. And what are mixed numbers? We just started studying those. Mixed numbers are a whole number with a fraction. Okay? And I've represented that visually on the board. Up there I have 3 rectangles. 2 of them are completely shaded in, and then the last one has 1 shaded out of 3, a third. So how could you represent that as a mixed number? Say that it was, maybe we're representing trays of lasagna at a big Christmas dinner. 2 were eaten plus a third. So your total would be 2 and 1/3. So to label this as a mixed number, you would say 2 and 1/3, just like that. Now on the bottom, I have number 5 from your homework, and there's 5 rectangles drawn on your reteach, and it says, Kimberly, Maxine, Toby, and Jabari will share 5 sandwiches. So how many people were there? There's Kimberly, Maxine, Toby, and Jabari. There's 4 friends. They're going to share 5 sandwiches. So you can picture these kind of instances with yourself, right? And your friends, and you're hanging out, and there's 5 pieces of something, or 5 candies, or 5 things, and you got to share it with 4. Well, each of you get 1, right? Okay. But now what happens to that extra sandwich? So Kimberly, Maxine, Toby, and Jabari each got their own sandwiches, right? Now there's an extra sandwich left. So what would the 4 friends do? Split it into 4, right? Each one gets an equal piece. So I'm going to go ahead and split that just like that, and each one will get an extra 4th. Now the quotient part, the actual division part, is done at the very bottom of your reteach, and it says show the remainder as a fraction. Okay, because this is a remainder, right? Each one gets 1 sandwich, and we each get a little bit left over. That's the remainder. So it shows you the division written as 5 divided by 4. You have 5 sandwiches split between 4 friends. Now, a lot of you would think, oh, 4 remainder 1, because, or 1 remainder 1, right? 1 goes into 5 4 times. You subtract to get 1. Oh, that's my remainder. 1 remainder 1. That is not correct. Okay? That's why this is part 1. Okay? You're going to have to get very used to the fact that now when you divide, sometimes you need to write the quotient, the answer, as a fraction, as a mixed number. And sometimes you write it as a remainder. A key indication of when you need to write it as a fraction, as a mixed number, is when you're splitting up a percentage. Okay? If you're splitting 100% into 3 parts, it's not 33.1, it's 33.33%, 1/3. Or if you're doing objects, like you're sharing an actual thing, and you're splitting it between people, or splitting it between places or something, your remainder is not just going to be a 1 or a 5, it's going to be a fraction of that object. Because what is remainder 1 of a sandwich? Remainder 1, well, 1/4 of the sandwich. So let me show you how they pick that number out. You divide your number normally, just like you normally would. 4 goes into 5 once. Multiply. 1 times 4 makes 4. Sister subtract. You get 1. And this is where you would do brother bring down, and there's nothing to bring down. You normally would say, okay, remainder 1. But we know each person gets 1/4, right? Where do you think they get 1/4 left over? Look at the numbers on your division problem. Here's a 1, and here's a 4. That's where they get the 1/4. So 1, your normal remainder, becomes the numerator. and the divisor always becomes the denominator. So see how that division problem answers the question that was asked. How many sandwiches are there for each person? 1 1/4 sandwiches. Because 5 divided by 4 is 1 1/4. Okay? That's all that's on your reteach. Let me show you one more division problem as an example of how you would put it with remainder. Let's say you're multiplying 35, or dividing, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. 35 by 4. 4 goes into 35 8 times, making 32. You subtract, you get 3 left. 3 would be your remainder normally, but if they say write it as a mixed number, 3/4. So 4 actually fits into 35 8 3/4 times. Right? This is just the beginning of dividing and getting mixed numbers as quotients, so we'll practice this a lot, and I'm sure you'll be very used to it pretty soon. Thank you. Bye.